Have you ever stopped to think about the incredible power of your brain? How it constantly works behind the scenes, processing millions of pieces of information, protecting you from danger, and above all, keeping you alive. Joe Dispenza takes us on a fascinating journey into the survival mechanisms our brain employs to protect and keep us functioning. How neuroscience reveals these mechanisms, and how understanding this relationship can help us unlock the power of our brain for healing, transformation, and emotional resilience. Over thousands of years of evolution, the human brain has developed to ensure the survival of our species. But how exactly does it do this? The brain is constantly analyzing the environment for threats and making quick decisions to ensure our safety. It is the command center that regulates our instinctive responses, emotions, and even how we react to stress. However, what many of us don't realize is that, while these mechanisms are crucial for survival, they can also keep us trapped in patterns of fear and stress that limit our potential for healing and growth. By understanding these processes and learning to consciously control them, we can access a much higher level of well-being and transformation. In this video, you will learn not only how your brain keeps you alive, but also how you can harness these mechanisms to optimize your mental and emotional health, overcome stress, and create a more resilient and fulfilling life. The human brain is a true miracle of evolution. It has an extraordinary ability to adapt to the environment, make quick decisions, and protect you from threats. This process starts in the most primitive part of the brain, often called the reptilian brain, where the fight or flight reflexes are activated. This is the brain's first line of defense. When we feel threatened or stressed, this area kicks in, releasing a series of chemical and hormonal reactions, such as cortisol and adrenaline, which prepare the body to respond to a dangerous situation. These survival mechanisms were essential for our ancestors. Imagine yourself in a time when wildlife was a constant threat. Upon detecting a predator, the brain would quickly decide fight, flee, or freeze. These instinctive reflexes ensured survival. But here's the thing, our brain still functions this way even though our environments have changed. Today, instead of predators, the danger might be a tight deadline at work, financial problems, or relationship conflicts. While these survival mechanisms are still useful in emergencies, Dr. Joe Dispenza points out that many of us live in a constant state of alert, as if we are always under threat. Our bodies continue to release cortisol and adrenaline, resulting in chronic stress, anxiety, and eventually, physical and mental health problems. Joe Dispenza explains that the brain, in a constant state of stress, enters survival mode, and this limits our ability to think creatively, learn new information, and access elevated states of consciousness. When we are trapped in this cycle of stress and fear, our mind shuts down, and the opportunity for growth and transformation becomes much more difficult. The key, according to Joe Dispenza, is learning to interrupt these automatic patterns. He suggests that when we begin to understand how these survival mechanisms work, we can consciously start calming the brain, interrupting the stress response, and making room for healing and personal transformation. Instead of just surviving, we can start thriving. Exploring the impact of chronic stress and fear in our lives. When you are in a constant state of alert, your body is always prepared to deal with a threat that often isn't real. This puts tremendous pressure on the body and mind. Joe Dispenza teaches us that when we live in a state of chronic stress, our brains create neural patterns that reinforce these responses. In other words, the brain starts programming itself to react to the world automatically, always expecting the worst. This can lead to problems like insomnia, autoimmune diseases, digestive issues, and even depression. The stress cycle becomes an obstacle to well-being and happiness, and the worst part is, we often don't even realize we're stuck in it. But there is a way out. Dr. Joe Dispenza shows that by practicing techniques like meditation, conscious breathing, and visualization, we can begin to reprogram these automatic patterns of fear and stress. Through meditation, we can change brainwaves, moving from a state of alertness into a state of deep relaxation. This allows the body to begin healing and the brain to create new neural circuits focused on growth and well-being. Moreover, Dispenza explains that the process of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and create new connections, can be activated when we train the mind to exit survival mode. This means that with practice, you can literally change the way your brain responds to stress and fear, and start creating a more resilient and balanced life. By understanding and mastering these mechanisms, you move from a state of survival to a state of healing and personal expansion. This process not only improves your physical health, but also increases your capacity to be emotionally resilient and to live a life with more meaning and purpose. Now that you understand how the brain operates in survival mode and how stress affects your life, it's time to explore the practical tools Joe Dispenza offers to transform our brain and our reality. One of the most powerful of these tools is the practice of meditation. Dispenza explains that meditation is an effective way to calm the brain and reprogram the patterns that keep it in a constant state of alert. Through meditation, we can activate the brain's more creative and expansive parts, allowing new neural connections to form. This practice also helps us access a state of alpha and theta brain waves, which are ideal for healing and transformation. Additionally, Joe Dispenza teaches conscious breathing techniques that can be used to reduce stress and bring the body back into balance. Deep, controlled breathing helps interrupt the stress response and calm the nervous system, allowing you to return to a state of relaxation and mental clarity. Finally, the practice of visualization is another essential tool. Joe Dispenza suggests that by visualizing your goals and objectives while in a state of relaxation, you begin to program your brain to believe that this reality is already true. Over time, your brain starts to create new patterns that support success and well-being. The video Joe Dispenza, How Your Brain Keeps You Alive, 2024, reveals the incredible potential of our brain and how it is constantly working to protect us and ensure our survival. However, by learning to control these mechanisms and exiting survival mode, you can start to create a life of prosperity, healing, and personal transformation. The key to this change lies in understanding and mastering your brain's automatic responses. By practicing meditation, breathing, and visualization, you can begin to reprogram your brain and open the doors to a more balanced and fulfilling life. If you're ready to unlock the true potential of your brain and transform your life, now is the time. Join this journey of discovery with Joe Dispenza and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more transformative content. Join us on this journey of growth and self-discovery with Joe Dispenza's revolutionary techniques.